No more of that loose talk, gentlemen. Oh, I didn't even think to reorder us. Oh, but we're in the exact right order anyway. I'm a genius. And what I meant to say was I'm always prepared for my streams, especially when that stream is Warhammer 40K Imperium Maledictum, Iron Archipelago, episode 17. Someone today told me that the only reason people like me is because of my personality, and I don't know what to do with that. I've been thinking about that way too much. The way they said it sounded like it was supposed to be negative. But is it positive? I'm gonna leave that. What? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that in the air. Think you. Now that I've been cursed with this knowledge, I want you to be cursed with it as well. Just like how if you were a person who grew up in the '90s, you just lost the game because you just thought about it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Got him. I got Kain. Bam! From across the room. Got him. Got him. So anyway, let's.
I suspect Courtney likes you because you're a cat.
Oh wow. Oh, am I still on notice for that, by the way?
You're permanently on notice now, Omar.
Was it because of this? Was it because of the second cat reaction I threw at you?
No, I didn't even know you were on notice before. I didn't even know you did a second cat reaction.
When you said I was on notice, I reacted to that too.
The Rogue Trader is putting you on a performance improvement plan. All right.
Oh no,
that's not what they call it, though.
It won't be the first this time.
It's still called a process.
Would you like to come to the airlock with me? Such
exactly.
Scenery. Great. I'm operating on 3 hours of sleep, so let's just fucking kill this whole party here. Absolute. Oh my god.
It's not the first watch list I've been on. Wow, James.
Oh my god, what is happening? I thought this was
I have a whole YouTube channel. That's
stream,
why.
sorry.
That's what he's talking about. He's talking about my YouTube channel.
Oh my god. We're okay. There's a noise marine ahead of you. We are not going to be using a battle map. I made part of a battle map, and then I realized that I don't think you can fight this thing. I'm going to be straightforward. I was rechecking the stats, and I was like, I don't even know if you can damage it. You know what I mean? So running away is
Death Watch character. Yeah, I know.
Running away is a lot of what's going to go on here. So we're going to run this more like a horror movie escape scene. So before we get around to setting the stage, let's talk about what you do have. All right. So what you have is the 3 of yourselves, and you have 3 Imperial Guard troopers, who we know the first names of all of them. Now, if there's one thing I know from the Order of the Stick, if you reveal their last names right before they die, they'll be saved from death temporarily. And I will make this canon. If they are about to die and someone shouts out their real last name, which will become canon when you shout it, they will get 1 point of fate and thus can save themselves from permanent death. If you don't,
if I shout my last name, one of these.
No, I'm saying you can make up whatever last name you want for Rat, Suprenza, and Moon, who are your 3 Elysian troopers. Now, Rat is slightly disabled because he is carrying a naked man on his shoulders. So, if we remember, Rat is carrying Tertio Primus of the Solar Auxilia, Exertus Imperialis. Jeff, the Y is silent.
Could I make a request that anytime we do decide upon their surnames have to sound correct when said directly after "you're a loose cannon"?
Hey,
you're a loose cannon, McCluskey.
This is your show. I'm just living in it. All right. We also have an Imperial citizen, Dr. N. Hoplite. Dr. Hoplite is going through various objects in the room, trying to see if he can use it to help open a door to escape. He is assisted by his 2 assistants, who are not named at all. So if they get shot at, they'll die instantly. Any damage will kill either of these men. That covers everyone you have on your side, I believe.
Doesn't Dr. Hoplite have my las cutter?
He does, and he's trying to open the door, but he's also looking for Archaeotech, because someone told him to look for Archaeotech. He's really fascinated with the 3-hole punch. He's never seen one before, so...
It's just like a single hole punch, except there's 3 of them.
Just wait until he discovers that they have 3-ring binders here. and that's how you use the 3-hole punch. He's a man who's always done paperwork in the Imperial style, which involves pieces of paper where all of the corners have been cut off, Battlestar Galactica style.
I was waiting.
So that they're 8-sided instead of 4-sided.
Yeah.
And when no one else is looking, he always says fracking instead of other curse words.
Nice. Motherfrackers.
All right. Any questions before we get started with this Chaos Astartes Scout Noise Marine? The corridors drift with a sort of blood haze low to the floor as we hear boots coming from behind the camera. And then we see Cadian shock troopers moving forward. A Drukhari pops out of the ceiling and is like on the ceiling vampirically upside down. The Cadians begin, the front rank goes down and begins firing. The back rank slams into the front rank and is also firing. There's a hail of bullets as this Drukhari almost harlequinishly begins weaving on the ceiling vampirically, dancily, just dodging all of their bullets. And it begins saying something in Drukhari and is mocking them. They don't understand it, but they understand the tone of voice. And then one of the Cadians goes, "He's dodging all our bullets!" And then he pulls a frag out, does it with his teeth, and throws it down the corridor and says, "Dodge this!" And when the Drukhari is absolutely blown to bits, and like whatever isn't blown to bits is shredded as these 4 Cadians tear him apart. And then we see like quarter after quarter as we're going sideways with the camera cutting through bulkheads, we could see all across the ship as a distraction to support your operation. Greenskins, Drukhari, renegades, infractionists, 1,000 troops are on the front line marching at your word with all full faith that you're going to bring back something of value. These troops are but a mere distance away from you through this twisting, winding, warp-touch corridors of this ship. If you could just get to backup, if you could follow their screams and shouts and gunfire, but you can't hear any of that. And now the corridor you know is safe. The way back is blocked by this enormous, hulking man, almost 9 feet tall or perhaps even more. He's only wearing the torso armor of a Chaos Space Marine. And you can see that he's got like cargo shorts and like huge combat boots, a massive knife that's almost like a sword, a chainsword, a bolter, but most imposingly, most sinisterly, marked with the mark of Slanesh, a rune that is searing itself into Velamris' soul, is a guitar. As the Little John remix of Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train begins playing. Absolutely non-based racial slurs are flowing psychically into your mind as the lyrics are imposing themselves into your soul. And you can't help but be pulled along by the music of chaos. It's beautiful ecstasy. Despite your souls being so strong, you are affected by this, except for Rassie. It just kind of sounds like a mid-song from the early 2000s. You know, classical music. It's all right, I guess. I mean, if that's your kind of thing. If you're an Ozzy Osbourne Little John fan, that's a weird Venn diagram. It's all right, I guess. You're not affected by this corruption, by the musical stylings of 2 very different men. Let's talk about that corruption, by the way. Where's that in the rule book about being exposed to corruption? Page
I'm trying to find something else, and it's on PDF page 220.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there for you, buddy. All right, so you have encountered a corrupting influence. You will make a discipline test. So that'll be the 2 of you. All of your NPCs all automatically fail. They don't have any fate, so they all fail this.
So note that
No, they shouldn't, because Holly blessed us before we went in, and they should. We, the player characters, have, I believe, advantage on discipline tests.
Well.
Which means they should at least get. I mean, you're the GM; you can adjudicate as you want, but they should at least get a skill roll.
This is a
for
minor
themselves.
exposure for 1 corruption. Let's go ahead and make a discipline test for the 2 of you.
Blanks are immune to corruption points, by the way.
Yes, that's why I've been describing Rassie as completely unaffected. And I also said the 2 of you.
Oh, okay, I think about the 2 of them, not me. That's fine.
No. Well, you absolutely have to roll unless you have some sort of magic.
Yeah, no, I don't think I don't get the benefit of my own aura. So this is actually probably what I want to spend a fate point to.
Classic 7 days to die problem, of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Your 61 became a 16, Velamris? That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's a good time for that.
That was a good.
All right, so you reduce the corruption to below 0. Holly also. So you reduce it by your success level, and your success level is 1, so you reduce it to 0. The 2 of you bulwark your minds, nay, your very souls.
I'm filled with hate.
As you are looking at this person, their features resolve. He's not just a scary space marine, noise marine, Stardays. This dude has a build like Rassie's if Rassie was a giant. He has purple guile hair that also, on top of it, has an additional mohawk, but the mohawk points are tipped with spikes, like sharp metal spikes. You can see that there's Aldari tattoos down his arm in their language. You're not really sure what it means. For all you know, it could just say good eats, or maybe like peace, or maybe something really insulting about humans racially. It's not really clear. It just looks wrong to see a human tattooed with the Aldari language, which I don't think any of you speak.
I don't.
Okay. You have no idea.
That would be sacrilegious.
Unsurprisingly, this guy is jacked. His arms are like fucking jackhammers wrapped in bear skin. There's like hair, absolutely hairy, absolutely overwhelmingly like Nordic style of body hair going off here. He looks happy to be there. He doesn't look murderous. He doesn't look stern. He's not set for like a chance to die. He looks like he's having the time of his life playing this guitar. Let's talk about the final thing before we start the combat, and that is your battlefield conditions. You are not technically being ambushed. However, I will need some sort of jibber jabber for you to tell me whether you know your foe, you know your battlefield, or if you have some sort of unorthodox strategy in order to get superiority points going into this combat.
We've been in this room before the enemy came to us, and we've been exploring around looking for equipment and whatnot. So we've traversed this room thoroughly.
Also, I was at the door looking down the hallway when he arrived. I've been pulling security on that. I've also got my camellia line. Oh my God, I said it right on the first try. My cloak. So he may or may not notice me specifically, but I've been in the doorway, not sticking in the doorway, but like using part of the doorway as cover or whatever, and crouched, but just kind of keeping an eye down the hallway. So I've got definitely, at very least, a clear shot initially. As his stupid purple hair, ugly, hairy ass is coming up this way.
I didn't say he was ugly. I mean, you've assigned that to him. That's fine.
I am.
That's your personal taste. You don't like him.
Oh, I hate this guy. Remember, hate is the strongest weapon.
You can hate handsome men, Omar. I don't know if you know this.
I was saying, Velamris hates this guy because of that
Cena. All right, you know
that symbol is making his head itch in ways that his head shouldn't be itching, and he hates him because he knows it's evil, and the Emperor wants him to murder him.
I will give you +1 for knowing your battlefield. I haven't heard any unique combat strategies yet, so I don't think that, and I don't hear anyone saying that you have special
We-
knowledge of Chaos Space Marines.
The only thing I can think of
that.
in terms of like combat strategies would be the fact that Rassie and his crew worked together before. It doesn't really affect the other two of us, but it does.
We'd already made a firing line when the music started before he stepped out. So we have already got our firing line through the one door that he can come through.
I don't know that standard infantry tactics is an unorthodox tactic. I think by definition, it's orthodox as hell.
Okay. I mean, it was that, or we were standing around going, "Oh shit, somebody's here." So
I guarantee you, plenty of soldiers have reacted to a fight with that in mind. Oh shit!
I gotta
someone's
try.
here.
Guarantee it.
I've got to try.
All right, you have 1 point of superiority, which the group can spend throughout the combat, and you may gain more as you go along. You may also lose it if a party member is defeated, or if someone takes, or sorry, every time someone takes a critical wound. So let's get everyone's initiative.
I have an initiative of 7. I think
I'm 5.
I'm the fastest of the 3 of us. I could be wrong.
Oh, he's
I have an initiative of 6.
okay. Incredible. This guy one-hands the guitar, and it looks like the guitar is still playing, even though he's only using one hand to pluck it. It's still doing the correct notes, even though he's not fingering it. With the other hand, he lifts up a bolt gun and absolutely sprays down Suprenza. So, let's see. Okay. Yep. He rolled a 21. I've got penetrating 4, so that's probably going to matter quite a bit for her. It will completely negate her armor. What is rapid fire 2? And does anyone?
You add 2 damage to your weapon damage.
If you spend a mag, point a mag.
I'm not gonna. Do
Well,
that.
it adds the damage and it reduces your magazine, or the number of rounds in the magazine, by the rapid fire number. I think maybe I'm getting that wrong.
I have the rulebook open.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you just
looking.
reduce the mag by 1, and you add the rapid fire to the damage.
Okay, so
That's
it's
what I
reduced by 1.
remember from
Okay,
when I've used it.
that's right. Yeah, because I can only rapid fire my auto pistols like once. Oh, never mind. That's something else.
Oh, so you decide whether you're spreading it across multiple or you're going for a single person. If it's not a single person, you increases the weapon's damage by rapid fire trait, but it spends 1. Oh no, reduce the weapon's magazine by the rapid fire rating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was right. It's add
You were right,
plus. Yeah.
You can choose to give it spread, or you can give it advantage and increase the weapon's damage by rapid fire rating.
Sure, we'll do that. I'm gonna be straightforward with you. If I do spread in a room full of people, you guys are gonna die immediately. So yeah, he just focuses on Suprenza. She nearly dies in 1 hit. She takes 10 of her 15 wounds. Her armor is completely useless as several bolt rounds hit her in non-critical locations. Parts of her rib cage are blown open. Like her jump pack, like some flange coming off the jump pack that's over her shoulder gets hit with a bolt round, just explodes, flies off into a corner and explodes again. Yeah, she looks deeply injured and nothing critical yet, but another hit like that will absolutely kill her instantly.
Yeah, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that Arthur said that the contents of the ribcage are non-critical locations.
I mean, the lower rib cage, there's some places there that you could shoot through.
Like the bottom parts of your lungs.
There is space in between the lungs and the spinal
Yeah, it's
cord.
filled with your
Not
stomach
much.
and shit.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm shooting from the hip here, literally and figuratively. All right? Let me ask you a question. What is a part of your body that will survive being hit by a shotgun slug that explodes when it's inside you? You know what I mean? Like, I gotta be
Not much.
I gotta be descriptive here. Will you give me some creative light? And plus, it's Warhammer 40K. All right, weird shit happens all the time.
I feel the problem here is over penetration.
Sure, that's it. It over penetrates through her and explodes behind her, and somewhere there's a World of Warships sound effect. Rather than the beautiful digging noise, it's kind of like a flat as you go right through her. And then he begins advancing menacingly down the corridor, taking himself from medium range down to whatever the step down from that is.
Short, and then it goes
Short,
immediate range.
Immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just just spraying Suprenza down. Just absolutely getting wrecked in the firing line. Next up
in
is
the live action this is all in slow motion with this song playing in the background.
Oh yeah, at full speed.
Yeah.
Oh, but in the live action, instead of playing the actual song, what they have someone doing a nostalgic minor key piano cover of it. Going off my rails on a crazy train. Absolutely wild. Velamris, you are up.
I'm trying to figure out in the rules, because looking at the description for aiming, which I need to do for a round in order to get the benefit.
I'll say you've been aiming.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is it looks like the aim action only gives you a range reduction.
Cool.
As far as like, so instead of shooting at long range,
the longer
it's medium,
it takes you to shoot, the more the range will be reduced. Yeah.
There's
but it doesn't specify that I could see that it actually gives you a +10 or what have you. So
hold on, I just looked this up because I was trying to figure out the called shots. When you use your action to aim, you take your time, range increment increases, and you may hit a target a hit location without any penalty.
Sure.
So you can aim for an unarmored location without penalty.
Like his face.
That's the main thing.
His stupid,
I just want to be clear.
Face.
He's a space marine that has the whatever it's called, the black carapace or whatever.
Black carapace.
He still has plenty of armor, even on the unarmored parts. But I assure you, every place but the body has lower armor than the body.
Sorry, math wheels.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm still gonna shoot. Listen, if I penetrate the armor in the head and kill the juicy bits inside the skull, the Space Marine is no longer alive.
Sure.
I mean, that's usually how that works for most organic living creatures.
I mean, Chaos Space Marines are literally not organic living creatures. Some of them are demon-tainted.
They're more warpy living creatures. But I digress. Sure. I am going now. I have Deadeye at the second level, which is when you
it lets you go into slow motion, and then you can put little X's on your target, as many as you can fit in the timer, and then you hear someone go, "Damn it, Arthur!"
and I smoke a cigarette so I can refill my Deadeye
meter.
Oh,
there it is. Yeah, you gotta smoke a cigarette and drink a bottle of gin.
At any rate,
but no witnesses, all right?
I don't care about witnesses right now. I just want to murder this guy with all the hate in my heart.
We're all on the same page here, apparently.
So I am aiming at the head. I have advantage with that because I've been aiming. +1 SL because I've been aiming. Okay. Nope. Hold on.
Sure.
Nope. Combat. There we go. And I have. Is it the man stopper rounds that give the
penetrating 3? Yep.
Yeah, man stopper round on this. +1 SL. Wow.
You hit.
I did hit. That's going to be.
And that is a headshot.
8 damage to the head, +3 pen, no additional effect.
So you reduce it by 3.
The armor
Yes.
is reduced by 3, yeah.
And then how much damage is it total?
8.
It definitely seems like it hurts this guy. It also seems like it ricochets off. You fire, and you literally see like there's a scar on his forehead where there's a literal like black plate, and it just hits, pachings off, blood starts streaking down, goes right around his eye somehow, keeps going down, and he stops playing for a second, turns to look at you, and then begins playing the funeral dirge.
And meanwhile, I am just screaming all sorts of invective hate at this guy.
Yeah.
His hair is stupid. His song is stupid. His playing style is stupid. He sucks. He should go back to being a choir boy.
Sorry, I think my contract is here. I'll be right back.
Well.
It's his turn too, I think. No, it's Rassie's
We'll take
turn.
a break right here, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking our first break way early, and when we return, it's going to be Rassie's turn. Stick around for that middle part where all the squishy people tried to damage this guy and then die.
And not die.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of have to.
So there's a question that a man has to ask himself when his character is tested. Did he forget to stop the recording during the break? Yes, he did. But does he have the courage, the willpower, and the mental fortitude to delete that section from the finished video when it is put on YouTube? So if you didn't get that break, it means that I've passed my trial and I will go to the West diminished. And if you didn't, it's because I'm a Dark Lord who doesn't care about the finished product and have committed. Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, I never cared about the West to begin with. You understand?
Well, there's your first clue that you might be a Dark Lord.
You know what? If the West was for humans, it would have been made for humans and they'd let humans in there. But they don't let humans in there. Instead, in J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy, what happens is when you're human, you die and your soul goes to oblivion, and that is a gift given to you by Era Iluvatar, the one who sings. Yes.
Yeah.
Because being alive is bad, and living forever is bad.
It's worse.
Yeah,
It's worse.
Yeah, exactly. Besides,
Makes
he
perfect
knew
sense.
he was making a mistake, and he knew if he just waited the length of the universe, he'd be able to sing again and fix all those mistakes.
That's certainly a way to look at it.
That is how the
I mean, I suppose for
Silmarillion-
us little mortals, that's definitely better than a flood.
There are floods in the Lord of the Rings universe. All right. Anyway, will I pass my test? Only you, the YouTube audience who are watching this right now, will know the truth. Rassie von Lucht, it's your turn now. Show us your power.
I will fire a crack grenade. We've been aiming.
Sure, I'll count that.
I would like to aim for his face.
Mm-hmm. That's reasonable.
I am only a basic Deadeye, so I will be spending a fate point.
Sure.
And let's see if this lands.
That's
4
a nice
degrees of
hit.
success.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So the base damage for the crack grenade is 12.
Okay.
So it's what, 12 plus degrees of success?
Yes.
12, yeah, so 16.
So 16 damage. It is loud.
All of his weapons have the loud tag. It's already loud in here. His gun has a loudener on it.
A loudener.
Yeah, his gun's in the louder trait.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Spinal Tap. It's louder.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Okay.
He's turned his muzzle up to 11. Penetrating 4.
Okay.
It gets spread, but I'm shooting it down a hallway, so I'm not worried about hitting us.
You definitely
Yeah.
melt the corridor for sure. I mean, let's be very clear. You're throwing a grenade at him that is meant to destroy a tank, and you head on hit him well, I don't know what body part you hit him in actually. What's a 15?
I shot it.
Hold on.
I didn't throw it, I shot it. So I could do the aim for the face.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you did call it out, so it would be in the face. Unless I'm misunderstanding how target location hits.
Headshot noob tube with a crack grenade.
Yeah.
Okay. He easily survives this as well.
I don't like the fact that he said easily when he took 16 points of damage.
This is meant to disable Imperial combat vehicles. Hits him in the head, where he is not wearing any armor. His face like Terminators, and you can see his flesh is sloughing off, and there's just black carapace and cybernetics and like very bloody red eyes beneath it as he continues to march towards you, and his face is stitching up while you're watching.
Do Rat, Saprenza, and Moon have do they have talents do they have the basic guard talents?
They are basic Astra Militarum troopers and have that.
So they should have drilled, correct?
They have crack grenades, if that's what you're asking.
But do they have the drilled talent?
I'm not sure.
It is part of the basic Astra Militarum Guardsman thing, I think.
It sounds right as far as one war is. Or
no, I think the standard trooper gets stalwart.
Okay.
Are you looking in the adversaries chapter or whatever it is?
Page 329 is the Astra Militarum Trooper. They have stalwart. They have advantage on all tests to resist or end the frightened condition.
Okay, never mind. If they don't have drilled, then never mind.
Okay. Holly.
I am moving to Hoplite and taking the help action to assist him in whatever he's trying to do to try and clear a path.
Okay.
So
Hoplite has one hand on a plush doll of a penguin and the other hand on the laser cutter, and you help with the other side of the laser cutter, and he goes, thank you, I needed that. I'm just trying to see if I can get this thing to work. He's not talking about the laser cutter.
I figured he was talking about the plush. Velamris wanted to say something, but Velamris is quite busy right now.
But he does get advantage on his whatever he's doing with the laser cutter to clear a path. And
His action is not the laser cutter. His action is...
I'm yelling at them like that group to
his supporting NPCs, his supporting men. Yeah. Okay.
To clear a path.
So several things happen at once. You can see that there are stray bullets and like ammunition flying around. Let's say shell casings from the outgoing Astra Militarum soldiers. And as they fly through the air towards Holly and Hoplite, you see as they hop and they stop and they slow down as if they're in like underwater and then drop to the ground. And Hoplite goes, "Oh, fascinating. It looks like it's working." And with your help, Holly, you also hear the sound of ka-chunk as the section of wall that he's carved a narrow door out of. I'm talking the people that are Militarum troopers are going to need to squeeze their shoulders in to push through. It goes... And right as one of his men attempt to go through, he goes, "No, wait! You must let it cool down first. If you were to brush up against it, the laser cutter's heat, the metal, will burn you horribly. We have to follow OSHA compliance rules."
Wouldn't it be Imperial?
Yes.
Safe. what it's called, Aisha.
No, nothing changes about Occupational Health and Safety Administration.
Oh,
now,
my bad.
It'd probably be called something way more sinister. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely, it would be. It wouldn't be safety and health.
Servitor.
It would be like
the occupational standards of conduct.
Oh, standards.
Yeah, it would be something like.
Is there a command sergeant major somewhere? Is that what just happened?
Closer, because
Standards
they're not
of
worried about
discipline.
your safety and health. They're worried about preserving assets.
Yeah, it's about
that could
standards,
work.
not about you.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, it's
hear.
not about you.
You can hear Jeff go. It's standards. What's the standard? I'm unconscious. What else? Okay, so that's what's going down. Our brave NPCs are going to open up. Rat will be firing at disadvantage because he is carrying a naked human on his shoulders. Suprenza misses. I want to imagine that this hits. I want to imagine that Moon absolutely domes this guy in the skull, and it just reflects off, and like the light comes back and blinds me. And goes ah! All right, here's Rat at disadvantage. Yep, it's the same exact situation. They both are firing at this Chaos Space Marine, and they both get like, ah, my eyes, a laser pointer.
You know, we did a pretty good job of landing shots in his face.
Okay. So, you can attempt to leave the room by squeezing, although if you do it this round, it will be more difficult, and failure will result in you getting toasted.
What skill is it based on?
Athletics at a -20.
All right.
Can I argue dexterity? Well, that -20 is only for this round because of the heat. Am I right?
No.
Oh, just generically.
Yeah, generically.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Because
if you
it's
fail,
the-
you'll
the-
hurt
the-
yourself.
Heat is a failure consequence. It's a
Yes.
consequence of
Yeah.
failure. Sorry, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
note, anyone who fails blocks everyone else from being able to move forward that round.
Now, can I make an argument
Yes.
that Rassie, being the ultimate short king that he is, has a smaller penalty to squeeze through tight spaces?
No.
I had to try.
No, because you
But-
you got your jetpack on.
But
Come
yeah,
on.
thank you.
And your
No!
guile hair. And your guile hair.
Oh, that's true.
Just
I
because
gotta
you're
protect the hair.
short doesn't mean you aren't as wide as a normal human.
I think it's more about the guile hair than the jump pack, to be honest.
Also,
God
you
help
are
if you
wearing
sizzled it.
bulky standard issue equipment that is much more at risk here than.
Velamris is going to wait until.
Well, great, because it's
Honestly-
actually the enemy's turn. So what they're going to do is now they're going to
Yeah.
fire with spread, and yeah.
I will dodge that shit.
Here we go.
Well, if you were going to do that, you should have taken the dodge action for sure.
Well,
All
with
right.
spread, everyone that's not the target gets to make a dodge check regardless.
Okay,
with
well,
spread.
he is going to shoot again at Suprenza, and then everyone that's on the firing line is at risk here. So all of our Astra Militarum.
Yeah, everyone within immediate range of the visual target.
So that's me too.
Yeah.
Are you guys like back?
Maybe not. I mean, we're standing shoulder to shoulder, so we can fire through an opening,
Okay.
and you're probably
That's a
shooting
22.
past us.
So
That
absolutely
sounds like a
hits. Suprenza dies instantly. Just absolutely kills her.
Unless
We can't last name that big boy, right? Foley! Suprenza Foley, no!
She goes
Drop
down.
to the deck!
Look, I'm sorry, but you're a loose cannon. Foley is too derivative of Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to make them all references.
All right. Well, this one is not over penetration. It penetrates the proper amount and explodes, and her liver has some problems. And you're like, hit their deck, and she does. And you can see that she's twitching slightly and moving, but she's got problems. The rest of you are going to need to dodge at a -3. You need 3 degrees of success. Yeah, to dodge this.
Oh boy. Okay. Well.
Sorry, 2 degrees of success. Wait, hold on. In this system, you. Yeah. You need 3 degrees, but you got 3 degrees. I forgot that in this system, it's the tens digit that matters, not the number. That matters.
I don't think that spread. I don't think that applies. I think it only applies to the initial target. That the it just says for spread that everybody within immediate range has to make a +0
yes,
dodge
I'm agreeing
test
that only
or take half damage.
I'm agreeing that only the Astra Militarum soldiers who are standing in a fire line need to. Right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But what I mean is, it says you must make a challenging +0 dodge test or suffer half the damage from the attack.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that. I don't think his degrees of success apply to make that roll.
All right.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Rassie gets out of trouble. Nope.
Ooh, that's not good.
So full
That's
damage.
half damage. It's
damage on a fail? It's full if it's got the rapid fire trait. They take the full damage on a fail.
Okay. So that is. Let's say it's Moon takes full damage, so 8 completely ignores his armor plus 3 degrees success is 11, so he's at 4. Not a good time for him. And is that a critical because I rolled doubles as well?
It's an 80. Oh
no,
I
that
rolled a
22 is
22.
initial attack roll.
Yeah.
It would probably only apply to the first person.
Okay, well, it's just Suprenza who's already dying. And Toasty Boy, that may hold on. His agility is 30, so that's also a failure.
So he'll be down to 4 points as well?
Yeah, I mean, this guy was doing well, was advancing menacingly. I thought we were going to do a bit of a horror thing, and then you guys absolutely opened up on him, and now he's like, I'm not playing anymore. Like, this is 80 action movies. Commando, Rambo. He's not even, like, holding it to aim. He's hip swinging and still nailing people left and right. Just absolute fucking slaughterhouse. It's actual magic at the supernatural reflexes needed to one hand a bolt gun and just nail people while full autoing it. Yeah, so sorry, Velamris, you're up. Were you at the firing line as well, Velamris?
No, I was at the door.
Okay. So you're actually the closest to him now.
Yeah, which is scary.
Large margin. And he moves forward again, so you're you're in sword slashing range now.
Yeah, so that means I can't use my sniper rifle,
yeah,
right?
I mean, he's still advancing, and you can see, like, he's moving up on you. He knows that you're the one that shot him in the head really successfully, and you can see that his left hand, which was playing the guitar, is now going down for his chainsword.
All right, what are the rules for switching from sniper to my twin autos?
You can swap weapons once during the action, basically. So
okay,
you can't aim at the same time then.
No, I don't need to aim.
You don't need to aim? Or anything won't help?
Do these have the close
yes.
trait or whatnot?
Yeah, the auto pistols have close.
All right.
Well, did you move from medium to short? Because there's short and immediate are two different ranges.
Okay,
so
then yes,
immediate is melee range.
Yes, he's at short.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to switch back to my sniper rifle.
Understood. You never switch in the first place.
Correct.
Or it's like Tarkov, where, like, you're halfway through the animation and you cancel it and you just have the same gun.
You're just rolling the scroll wheel. Now, I do have a question.
I feel like that's actually Mass Effect, but okay.
Okay, so here's my dilemma or my concern. I want to attempt to shoot the bolt gun and disable it.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Now the counter that, of course, I mean, he's going to close the range by the time we all get out of this room anyway. But now he becomes a melee monster, which I don't want to fuck with, but we don't have much choice. So I feel like disabling the bolt gun is probably the lesser, not by far. of two evils here?
You listen. An officer in the British Navy must always choose the lesser of two weevils.
Hey, if you want to piss him off, if you want to piss him off, disable the guitar.
Then we have an enraged murder hobo, melee murder hobo. And so yeah, I'm gonna shoot. I can't aim because I need a full round to aim.
Sure.
I believe Deadeye gives me
sound of
I have to aim,
red-tailed hawk.
If you're gonna aim it, there's nothing that makes it so that aiming is faster.
Yeah.
We see Velamris look down at his vape, which he invented in the 1980s during the Cold War.
Oh, I was
alive in the Cold War. By the way,
you just reminded me,
all of us were alive during the Cold War.
I was an
until
adult
1991.
during some.
Although you mentioning Deadeye did make me reread it, and that crack grenade did 1 more point of damage.
Okay, sure.
Because
he's dead then. There you go. That was awesome.
Victory, we win.
All right, so I am making what amount is, as I understand it, I'm going to make an aimed shot at the
I thought you
bolt
couldn't
gun.
aim.
You're taking
an
I
aim
can't
shot.
aim,
Understood.
but
Understood.
I'm targeting
You're
the
taking
bolt
an
gun.
aim shot at the bolt gun at a -20. If you hit it and deal an arbitrary amount of damage, which almost certainly your gun is capable of, I will say that it is temporarily disabled.
Okay, so, but here's my thought. If I'm calling out a target location, I have to shoot at disadvantage. If I use a fate point to give myself advantage, that cancels it out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot normally.
Don't forget to save a fate point for the chainsword.
Oh, I've got
burn
2 more than
points.
Yeah, you can burn spell. You can
so
burn
here's what it is,
yeah.
Velamris. You are up in the door frame. Your chameleon cloak. You hope that it protects you from this guy, but this is literally an Astartes scout who is meant to search for hidden targets, and this guy is juiced up on extra organs, semi-cybernetics. He's so upset right now. He sees you trying to hide. He smells your fear, and then he stops, and he senses in your soul the mark of Tzeentch upon it. And he pauses for just a moment, just long enough, and you feel a hand on your shoulder and the voice of your father in your ear, warmly saying, "It's all right, my child. Take the shot." And there's a warm wind behind you that reminds you of a time before you lived in a horrifying, poison-ridden world full of people who absolutely hated you and went out of their way to destroy your life for the pettiest of reason. You're taken back to childhood briefly, and you feel a paternal protective influence over you as you spend this fate point. Go ahead, make your roll. No advantage or disadvantage. It all cancels out. Absolutely miss.
Fucker.
Instead, you hit him right in the armor and it deals no damage. You go to shoot his gun.
Have you got a fate point to make it +0?
I do, but that leaves me with only 1 total remaining. And I'm debating if I want to do that.
You could hit the gun.
You could turn off spread so we can only kill one of us a turn.
Right. I will spend a fate point. I will spend the second fate point to make that a 0 success level or whatever the fuck it is.
A +0.
Yeah, +0.
You reach inside yourself. You're desperate.
I'm screaming the Emperor, something about the Emperor guiding my shot or something.
As you're pulling the trigger, you know it's missed. You know deep in your heart that it's missed. You hear not the screaming of a red-tailed hawk for your Deadeye, but instead you hear the sound of the double eagle, the Aquila, as in your heart, overwriting this mark of Tzeentch on your soul temporarily. Almost like, I'm not going to make that reference, never mind. We're not going Naruto style. But a large 2-headed eagle, whatever the symbol is, like this, like sealing it away. Yes, you got it. And solidly placing over you a lack of corruption temporarily, and your hand inches just a little bit, enough that instead of hitting the armor, you hit the open bolt of the bolter, and you hear a bolt explode inside of it, and he looks down the like shattered barrel and goes, "Gonna need to fix that soon." Throws it aside in the corridor. Pulls the chainsword out. And points it towards you.
Yeah, I am going to backpedal as far as the rules will allow me to at this point.
You can,
as I'm
you can
prepping
move over
search
to the door then.
Yeah,
To the exit point.
Yeah, as I en route, I will be beginning my animation of swapping from long gun to twin auto pistols. As I probably say something to like, he's probably pissed now. Fuck you! I hate you! I fucking hate you! You son of a bitch! You suck! Your music is lame.
No one can hear any of this because
no,
it's
of course not.
Music.
I'm screaming it though.
Bolters.
I have to scream it.
Suprenza Foley is like screaming on the ground, like, "Oh, Sergeant, Lieutenant!" Someone somewhere, like Moon, is just like, "The standards. We have to hold to the standards. The music, the standards."
Get off my grass.
Yeah, Rat's just going, "Game over, man. Game over." Slaz gun blazing in the night. All right, Rassie, you're up. No one can hear anything. Everyone's screaming. There's a penguin.
All right. Will it take an action for me to try to roll leadership?
What do you want to do with leadership?
I want to issue orders to my guardsmen.
I think you can do that so long as it is in something like a military shorthand code. You know what I mean? Like, literally no one can hear anything you're saying, but if you're making the correct hand gestures, SOCOM Navy SEAL style, go. As long as you can confine it to key words, they will execute your orders without a leadership check needed.
Okay. I will, I'll pop open the tube on my las gun and drop the propellant out for the last crack grenade I fired. And I'll use my elbow, hit Moon, point to Suprenza, and then I'll tell them to rally at the exit.
Okay.
That just got cut through the hole. And
Okay.
I will use my movement, I guess, to load another crack grenade. And I can't make an aim shot, so it won't be a called shot.
Okay.
But I will try to hit him with another crack grenade.
Okay.
You can do a called shot. You'll just have to roll at disadvantage.
GLHF.
Sure. I've been unfortunately convinced.
I
will try to cancel
I wasn't trying to
disadvantage.
convince you. I was just trying to say you could if you wanted to. It's just you're going to be at disadvantage.
All right, here we go. I spent the point.
Nice.
I'll take 2 degrees of success. I need to roll because I couldn't just put it into the combat thing, so I'll just roll a las carbine shot for hit location. So roll hit location.
Well, you roll a 38. You could just use the 8 for the hit location.
I don't.
Or
Is that how that works?
if I've read the rules right, yes. You use
right,
the
yeah.
units roll.
Yeah, the hit locations, the units. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the hit location of 8?
I think it's leg. I don't remember.
Feels like a leg.
There was a lot of leg hits last week or last time.
It was all left legs or something.
It's the high gravity of this place.
Body. 8 is 6 and
No.
up is body.
Oh,
No.
right on the heaviest point of the armor.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the
And that's
penetration on this?
3, I think you said?
It absolutely does not penetrate through this. Okay. What's the damage?
12
plus
plus
success.
So 14?
Okay.
Does that didn't even hurt him.
She takes like 1 point of damage.
I
You
doubt
made
it.
him more angry.
I highly doubt it. I don't think that hurt him at all.
Oh, he's rolling something.
Fire the crack grenade. It hits him dead in the chest. And as it explodes, a pipe nearby covers the entire area in steam. And as the fog clears, you can see that he's down on like one knee using the guitar to hold himself up, like he's using it like a crutch. And he's still with his left hand holding onto the chainsword, but it's not revving. He is not exactly unconscious, but in a wavering state of like extremely bad health. Like a serious charge, any hit will execute him at this point.
I want to believe you, AT. I want to believe you that we might actually pull this fucking thing off.
Or he's just, or this.
You've shot him in the head repeatedly and thrown 2 crack grenades at him. What do you want from me?
Shot 2 crack grenades.
Yeah. I'm just assuming that you can shoot crack grenades. Is that a thing you can do?
It's a grenade launcher.
Yeah, with a grenade launcher you can, yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yep, I've been using my ranged attack ordnance.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. He's wavering. Things are bad. If this was a, you know, Battlefield game, he'd be spamming E to stay in the combat as the screen slowly gets darker.
Are we still in the same initiative order, or are we cinematic now?
We're still in the same initiative order. He's not dead.
Okay.
So, anything else you'd like to do, Rassie? To be clear, he's now wounded and must choose between taking an action or moving.
I make like I'm going to reload. I have no actions to do it yet, but I make to start like I'm grabbing another grenade.
Okay. You're starting your reload animation.
Yeah.
Holly.
Yeah, as much as I want to try and kill Steel,
that would be so Holly.
I want to be really clear. I want to be absolutely clear.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Holly knows this, but I know that James would know this. The troopers were ordered to retreat. They are wounded, so they must choose between moving and acting, and they were specifically ordered to leave.
To move.
So they're not going to shoot. No one else in this room has a weapon, unless you count the penguin. So if you don't shoot him, he will take a turn.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying. If you think that running is a good idea, that is a legitimate strategy.
Wait, we don't know if there's another one or more. I was just
thinking the same thing.
Where are the cultists that are going to swarm in after him?
Look, I think I'm thinking I'm saying my action, which is to try and help to clear a bigger space to get through.
Okay, so you want to keep using the last cutter to make an even bigger hole.
Well, I mean, I guess the thing is that like we've got people who are wearing guard armor. We've got Hoplite who has, you know, lots of gear on him. Like I think only a small amount of people can get through the size we've got, so we've got to make it bigger.
You and Hoplite continue to use the device to carve out another hole. Let's roll for Hoplite. He'll have advantage because of your sick help. He absolutely does not
34.
need it. Hold on. He absolutely succeeds. He doesn't need the advantage. Yeah, okay. So the two of you working together. Again, you have to hold one side. I imagine it's like a jackhammer, but as a laser. He's holding the left side with his right hand. You're holding the right side with your left hand, or maybe even both hands. And he's just fiddling around with this penguin, muttering to himself that you can barely hear over the sound of the fucking explosions, the bolt guns, the sound of the music, which has suddenly stopped. You hear him going, "Oh, it's some sort of hyper decelerator device. Incredible. This is worth... You could buy a whole planet with this thing. And in such a convenient, small, penguin-shaped package."
Would he even know what a penguin is?
Why wouldn't he? They still have animals in the Warhammer 40k future. It's just most of them are like flying cats. Or cats that psychically bond with you.
It looks like some kind of single-headed Aquila abomination.
It's a flightless Aquila. Must be heresy. Okay.
Xenos tech.
All right.
So if you didn't see, by the way, guys just walked in and sprayed the entire room with insect killer. So
yeah, sure.
if I seem a bit high, it's because I'm dosing
the fumes. Right, I'm sure are crazy. Okay, let's see here. For some reason, I thought Space Marines could heal super quickly, but it looks like it will take him 31 to 40 days to heal this, so that's not great for me.
I mean, Space Marines don't like regenerate in combat. They heal faster when they stop combat as such.
Yeah,
like their body,
so what he's going to do is he's going to pull himself around a corner so that he's like in one of the doorways that you pass to get here, and then that is his whole turn, is moving so that he's in pretty heavy cover. It doesn't seem, just to be clear, it doesn't seem like he stopped chasing you overall. It's just that he's removing your ability to pelt him with an unlimited amount of crack grenades.
Yeah.
I do have less than I started with.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
I came into this fight, not all crack grenades, but I came into this fight with 10 grenades.
I gotta say, like, so I've been playing Space Marine too.
Space Marine.
They're like in the tutorial level, like there is just a cinematic in the tutorial level that shows one Space Marine fighting multiple opponents, and just they've done a great job of this sort of showing the situation where it's like where he's like shooting people in front of him or just like lobbing a grenade behind him, it perfectly into a batch of creatures, you know, like it really is a good sort of display of a single Space Marine's ability to take on opposed from all sides.
Yeah, exactly. Except in the tabletop, you know, those little dudes just absolutely overrun one Space Marine guy easily. You know how it is. In fiction, Space Marine kills 100 Imperial Guard soldiers, all traitors. Brrr. On the tabletop, Basilisk nails him. Instant kill.
I have watched a game of 40K where the last wound of a Reaver Titan was taken by a grot with a shooter.
Imagine failing the invulnerability saves on that. What? Wow. Okay, that's all he's going to do is pull himself out of a direct line of fire. The music has stopped, but the screaming has not. Velamris.
Mm-hmm.
This could be your moment. You could run down the corridor, find his ass, and murder him.
I think
there's no way this is a trap that I've set up for you.
The day the music died. Okay, yeah. No. So my first question is, from where I am, what's my range to him, and how much cover?
He's in short range,
have?
but he's also around a corner, so his cover is absolutely 100%. You will have to advance down a narrow man-sized corridor, and then go through a doorway to find and fight him.
Do I have to do any platforming to get to him?
No.
It's time to want to curl the bullet around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, of course.
But
I got to do it
40K,
twice.
You can do that, but
just right when you're about to go around the corner, just jump sideways with both of your auto pistols.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna. Yeah. You know what? I mean, just
appear behind him. White Aquillas. John Woo, tears flowing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I've swapped to both my to both of my auto pistols. I am going to John Woo action movie sequence, fly through the air around the corner.
I wanted to do a horror movie. I have a whole series of skill challenges for running away, and you guys were like, crack grenade, crack grenade, crack grenade. Hit him in the head.
We had to wait for the hole to get bigger, and now we're committed because now he's close enough to murder us.
You leap around the corner, both of your guns firing full auto. It's point blank. He looks surprised to see you. Like, he is like bleeding. Half of his face is missing. He's just like, what? As you're like,
and I'm also going to scream. I'll have to do this. Your music sucks. I'm just going to be like, your music sucks, and then just blast away with both guns.
I'm going to laugh if these do nothing to him.
Man. Okay, so that's 5 base damage.
Okay.
That's plus 3 with the rapid fire.
Okay.
That's 8.
Do you have any penetration at all?
Plus 6 for the degree of success as well.
Yeah, so that's 14 with 3 pen because I have the man-eater rounds loaded in my auto pistols. Man-stopper, sorry. So that's, 5, 8, 14 damage. And that's just one gun. I still got to roll the other one.
Okay.
That will also be rapid fire. And that one will be
It's a critical.
A critical
8.
in the right arm.
Nice. So that's 8, 11 in the right arm, and 14 in the right leg.
Okay. Here's what happens, Velamris. You're running down the corridor with these 2 auto pistols. You felt the touch of the Emperor upon you twice. Whatever dark seal is on your soul has been sealed away itself. You've never felt more confident. You hear the voices of people mocking you. Everyone who's been like, 0.124. And then, right before you go around the corner, you just remember sitting down and having lunch with a guy who treated you like an equal and gave you part of his lunch, and at the end of it said, you seem competent. I'm going to hire you. And if you think you can rip me off, you should do it. And that burst of confidence, you, before you work for this guy, you were not some sort of deadly gunslinger capable of wielding 2 weapons at the same time. You've absolutely built, through your time with Rassie, Holly, the Astra Militarum soldiers that you've been working with, all of the times you've been ambushed over the last 6 months, all of it coalesces into blowing the arm and the leg of a Chaos Space Marine off as he expires. You just spray his body down as fleshy chunks go flying everywhere, leaving half of a body and almost completely intact Chaos Space Marine chest armor that pulses with purple glowing energy. Some of these beautiful Aldari tattoos, like the flesh is splattered against the wall and the tattoo is like plastered there and it pulses in time with the armor as well. And yet you stand, well, no, you lay victorious, guns completely empty, smoke coming out of the barrels. The most successful moment you've ever had in your entire life. Your father, the Emperor, everyone who's ever believed in you, Holly, Rassie, the Rogue Trader, all of them stand behind you in your mind at this moment as you have reached the pinnacle of a career as a gunslinger, having, as a mortal man, killed a fallen demigod.
And I'm going to lay on my back with my pistols. I'm just going to lay there like this. I'm just going to take a breath. I'm not just a fucking paper pusher. Fuck you.
You hear Moon shout, what?
Get back on the line, you silly son of a bitch!
He said something, Lieutenant, I can't hear him! I know if he's okay, he's not moving!
Velamris, get back on the line!
I'm coming. Yeah, give me a crack grenade.
Get back on the line! Is
I'm
there
gonna
a
sit up.
crack grenade?
I'm going to sit up. I'm going to be like, no, for real, give me a crack grenade. And we don't need anybody touching this bullshit.
I start walking down the hall. I'm like, get back in the room.
You go around the corner, Rassie, helping Velamris up. You know, you do the Battlefield style 2-person. You man shake him up. He gets
the camera
up.
Closes in on it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Army of 2.
Yes.
There's the Dungeons and Daddies reference. Army of 2. You pick him up and you turn and you see that he has absolutely, like, brutally blown the limbs off here. Like, the first shot definitely killed him. The critical absolutely overkilled him for sure. He was sitting there at 1 health with a wound. Yeah.
I'll get you up, and then you need to get back in the room.
Yes. We need to burn that armor so nobody comes and grabs it. I'll take grenade.
I'll take care of this. You've already been exposed enough. Get back in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna reload and head back into the room.
As you're moving back, Velamris, you notice that the armor isn't glowing anymore, and those fleshy parts fall off the wall.
I'm not paying any attention to them. I want the armor destroyed. I don't want anybody to touch that corrupted bullshit.
I'll sling out my flamer, and I'll light the body, and then as I turn to walk away, I'll pull the pin on a frag and toss it over my shoulder and head back into the room.
This is a really obscure reference, but here we go. Fans of the show Community know that there are several paintball episodes, and there's one of them where the Spanish teacher Chang buys like not a pistol paint gun, but like a fully automatic rifle. And as he's firing it, a Chinese poem is playing in the background. I just imagine Rassie walking away as just like this gentle, humble music is playing. Grenade goes over, slow motion, not turning back to look. There's just like a fleshy blood goes everywhere. We could see chunks of armor landing all around Rassie. His hair is absolutely on fire for no apparent reason. This beautiful Guile hair. As he comes back into the room, and Moon goes, "Lieutenant, that was the coolest shit I've ever seen, sir. Congratulations on killing a Chaos Space Marine, Lieutenant." He salutes you and goes to shake your hand. Now that's standard, sir.
Velamris is just like, I don't even give a shit. I'm not going to argue this.
You're the best
Can we
damn
get the
sergeant
fuck
I've
out of
ever
here,
had,
please?
Lieutenant.
I'll go for the man shake.
All right. Moon immediately goes to scoop up Suprenza, and firemen carry her. So now Rat and Suprenza Rat and Moon are both fully laden down. They have put away their las guns and are just carrying like pistols each, las pistols, because of all the fucking weight.
Once we're through the hole, I will stop and provide medical aid to Suprenza.
Okay. Go ahead.
While the medical aid is going on, I'll get on the Vox to Major Rain.
Okay. You can hear that she is throwing out orders constantly, like ordering units to support each other, bringing up reinforcements, pulling wounded units back so that someone else can move up in their place. She goes, "Lieutenant, what's the situation there?"
We have what we came for. We encountered traitor Marines.
How many?
One so far.
All officers, make sure that your troops have updated their wills. Hold the line.
We're on our way to you.
Okay.
I like the way that they can stop mid-combat and update their wills.
Everybody pulls out a data slate and a
I want to
stylus.
point out, this is the Imperium. I assume doing really obscure bureaucratic paperwork is a daily part of life.
All right, so that's just to stabilize Suprenza.
You and I assume, yes, Suprenza, yes. I was going to say Yef as well, but we already know Yef's fine.
Yef is just very tranquilized.
There are numerous skill challenges that would have been much harder when you were fleeing from a nemesis ex-tyrant. But instead of fleeing from it, you decided to shoot. This is the problem with giving things hit points. You know what I mean? If you give them hit points, if it bleeds, you can kill it.
I'll tell you what, if as soon as Yef, or as soon as Jeff had gone through the hole in the wall, I was retreating.
Yeah,
I did not think we were going to win that fight. I thought we were paying in hit points to get our objective out of the room to start the survival bit.
That's exactly where I was. And then you're like, he's on one knee and he doesn't look good. He might fall over dead. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, it's such a trap. It's such a trap.
It's just like, I'm going for it because...
Velamris, don't go. I'll go. It's less likely for me to die in one hit. That chainsword is going to hurt.
Velamris better hope he didn't just kill Lucius the Eternal.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, I
but
mean,
okay.
First off, he certainly didn't seem like a blade master. And second off, he isn't even wearing full armor, so probably not. It's a guy who, when you kill, he's a master duelist who died, and Slanesh was like, "Why don't you live forever? And whoever kills you, you become them."
Yeah, I remember that story now.
I love how every time I put something in here, James is like, I wonder if Arthur did the thing that's 100 times weirder than what he did. Last week he was like, oh, there's weird Slanesh music. I wonder if it's the murder orgy music. And I'm like, no, James, it's just regular demonic Slanesh music. It's not the murder orgy.
How dare you call Ozzy Osbourne demon Slanesh music?
I know you've been working up to it, like into the season thing, so I thought you might want to,
The end of the season thing was the Chaos Space Marine that you just murdered in 2 rounds of combat. Jesus
It was 3.
Christ.
It was 3.
Okay,
I fired
sure.
my guns
He
3
didn't
times.
get a third round because he was
That's
too
not my
busy
problem.
crawling into a corridor.
I was so with expectations of the crack barely. I thought the crack was going to barely hurt him in the first place.
Yeah.
My plan was like once we had people through, I was going to try to put a det pack in this room, and if we hadn't gotten everybody out, then I was going to burn a fate point and det pack him while I was in the room to keep him in the room with a det pack.
As a rogue trader, it's clear that this group meets its key performance indicators and, in fact, exceeds them. As your game master, you've proven to me that I have not given you enough combat challenges, and in season 2, we will be improving the difficulty. You will now encounter squads of full Chaos Space Marines. Like, what are Space Marines operate in? Like squads of 4, right? Fire teams of 4?
I think so.
Sure.
5.
We'll have 4 Space Marines for next season finale.
No, look, I know where you want to take us to next, as we discussed it before. So I think we could be fighting something much bigger than a Space Marine at the end.
Oh God! No.
And don't worry, you'll be able to break its invulnerability save and kill it with an auto pistol. Why not?
What's the Chaos version of a Titan?
It's still
just a Chaos
Chaos Titan.
Titan? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, void shields start working against melee weapons.
James
Rassie has a
chainsaw.
The slow blade penetrates the shields.
Oh,
there you go. There you go.
Just have to channel the grot.
Listen, I was sitting here. So my thought was, my first round, I was going to aim and or shoot and try to at least slow him down or something while you guys did whatever you were going to do. And if I didn't think my shot was going to do any good, I was going to be like, Rassie, I need a crack, and I'm going to burn some fate to make this happen. And I was going to suicide on the Chaos Marine.
2 of us had suicide plans for this guy.
Yeah, I really did. I was like, if nothing else, you guys will get away, and I'll just create a new character.
So you could burn a fate to unlikely survive, but survive somehow.
I specifically looked at the fate burning rolls just because I thought there was one that you could effectively be like, no, that's an automatic success, period. And I was going to auto success the strike where I run up on the Chaos Marine with the crack grenade in my hand. I'm going to hold that grenade between the 2 of us in some way so that he takes all the damage. And obviously I was going to die. But that was my if nothing else is working plan.
Well, we are going to be the victims of our own success now.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because now we have to deal with Zinch himself. Or Slaanesh.
So the grenade things reminded me that one of the big mistakes I made this week was I replayed Space Marine 1 before Space Marine 2 came out.
Space Marine!
And in Space Marine 1, on an Xbox controller, B is the interact button to like push buttons, open doors, etc. In Space Marine 2, it's the throw grenade button. So the amount of times I've got to hit a button and lift and suddenly drop a grenade at my own feet while playing Space Marine 2 because of muscle memory.
I wanted to open that door. Here's a frag. I want to activate this data slate. Here's a frag.
I will, during this medical aid, once, now that we've got, Saprenza and Jeff, down for this medical aid, I'll tell Rat and Moon to stuff as much that they can find into their bags so we can try to get as much stuff out of here as possible now that we're retreating.
Like 3 ring binders.
Yeah, like a 3-ring binder or something. Like anything that we can stuff in our cargo pockets, in our packs, anything we can stuff.
We've only found a 3-hole punch. We haven't found if we had the 3-hole punch and the 3-ring binder, we'd be unstoppable. But
you do find it. You personally find the 3-ring binder.
What size is it? Is it 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch?
It's the same size as the 3-hole punch.
No, the inch is how big, basically how much paper you can
Yes,
put
I
in.
know how big an inch is.
2.54 centimeters, obviously.
James, this is why we'll always win, because for every kilogram you put up into space, America puts up 2.2 pounds. Just because you got us beat on distance doesn't mean that we lose in mass.
Stuff.
Easy.
I don't know what any of this stuff is. I'm not trying to pick anything in particular. Just if it's not attached to something, I'll just grab it, stick it in a pocket.
I mean, 95% of the shit you pick up here is useless, and some of it, like the penguin, is an artifact of untamable power.
but I don't know that.
Just
For all I know, I've got a pocket full of artifacts. I don't know.
I just want a future where Chaderius Darkwind walks into battle with a penguin strapped to his chest.
No, he's got to put it on his shoulder for that Riz.
No, he's got the power. He's got the power sword in one hand, and he holds the penguin out with the other hand to shield himself. For the Emperor!
We enter into an early 2000s, like just before credit scene via something like Lost or Stargate Universe, where it's a acoustic guitar song playing, everyone moving in slow motion as you move through all of... So just to point out, you didn't say we killed a traitor marine. You said there was a traitor marine. And so now all of the Imperial Guard are panicking, and their commissars are like, damn it, hold the line, men. Hold the line. And like scratch a line in the bulkhead of the ship. And they're just like, if you step behind this line, I will execute you. We will destroy any traitor marines. They don't understand that the traitor marine is dead. So they're all like preparing for the end of their lives. And then they realize that like you guys are coming back A-team style, like holding each other, explosions. Rassie's hair used to be on fire. Velamris is covered in Astarte's blood all over his face. Like truly a massive explosion happened when Velamris went absolute ham. It takes a short while, but people realize that you've come back as heroes, having slain a demigod of death, and that you've acquired artifacts of great power, including the penguin, which Hoplite has put onto a litter, and is holding it aloft with his two assistants. So he's not holding it. His assistants are holding it aloft. And people are like looking at it and they salute it. And people are just like, the flightless Aquila. I don't know what it is, but it just fills my heart with pride.
Can I just like do like we come in and Rassie just like shouts out, you know, at the arch enemy's marine is dead, destroyed by the hands of the faithful, and try to like make a leadership roll or something to see if they can take less casualties on the way out.
Sure.
Because, you know,
Semisonic's Closing Time is playing right now, but the singer is the voice actor of the Marine that died. Closing Time. Yep. What we see is a Starship Trooper style. Everyone is abandoning ammunition, fixed positions. They're all getting on the last shuttles out of this shuttle bay. Like, truly, shuttles are coming in and doing the helicopter style, like coming in sideways, full braking. Like the back blast of their landing is like blowing people away. It's touching down, the ramp comes down, and like a bunch of soldiers like as they just fill the dropship. The back comes up, it blasts off, and the next wave of men move into position as 3,000 Imperial Guardsmen and one team of rogue traders, Factor team, whose job it is to sell the stuff he brings back and buy the supplies needed, load themselves up, abandoning the asteroid that was their charge. As you can hear throughout the asteroid, like a emergency, Geller field destabilization, warning, spatial anomaly detected, and then it repeats itself. As you're flying away, you can see out of the rear hatch that like it's starting to warp and look strange. It's kind of like it's fading into a sort of non-existence.
I am not looking at this happening.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
Rassie is fascinated and is definitely watching.
Rassie, as you watch, darting between the chained asteroid belt and this thing, you see something like a little hole in reality open up, and you're like, huh, what's that? And you see a ship as I believe it was a sword class frigate, but a ship that is hailing your flotilla as the Hand of Calixus arrives in system, noting that it has answered the interlocutor Holly's call for aid. Attended by rogue trader Pierre Cows. And that's where we're going to end our episode.
Velamris doesn't say that. He's actually been researching the Cows Dynasty.
I know, yeah.
So.
That's good, because Pondo's going to be guest episoding next time.
Was it a Firestorm class frigate, by the way?
A Firestorm, yes, that makes sense, yes.
Was that bigger or smaller than the sword?
Same size.
It's just better in every way, because it's the Hand of Calixus that I helped personally design. We don't need no sword class frigates, except as escorts. We'll take an unlimited number for that, you know. Well, who needs a non-combat sequence when you can just run a fucking insane combat sequence, I guess?
Yeah, I felt a little bit like, ooh. All the way up until you said the dude was kneeling. I was like, I don't know if we're gonna get out of this. Like, okay, we're gonna make the hole bigger. Okay, that's more rounds of combat.
I had to look up how being wounded in this system worked, because I was like, okay, he's been injured several times. He can no longer walk forward and shoot at the same time. I guess he's gonna hide while I figure out how to heal. Is stim packing a thing? I don't think stim packs are a thing.
Packs.
I need to figure this out real quick. Everyone can take 80 experience points for slaying a traitor to humanity, and anyone that has burned a fate point can recover it. So since none of you burned a fate point, you don't recover it.
I'm also going to take an additional 50 because defeating the Space Marine was my goal.
Oh, look at this guy. Min-maxing on XP. Sure enough, come to find out.
How much XP did you say we get?
80.
80.
80.
My short-term goal was to get our KO tech from the off of the
You
space
have
hulk.
a hyper decelerator in the form of a penguin plushie.
My short-term goal is to move the dynasty off the Archipelago. That's still ongoing.
I'd say with the arrival of a ship, it's probably a lot more functionally possible.
Right.
I don't remember how much you get for completing a short-term goal.
50.
50. Okay.
I'm going to do this thing where I take the skill challenge and just use it in season 2.
Yeah, why not?
We're going to reach a corridor of skill challenges, and you're going to know that.
Look, it's just one more episode for APGamingREAL What If.
What if the
What
heroes
happens if
didn't
they
fight the
did
Space
what I
Marine?
told them to do?
What if Rassie missed?
Yeah, right?
The Space
Like-
Marine stands over him with the chainsword and says, "You should have gone for the head." And then you have to do a whole episode where everyone's running and Rassie's dead. And I get to make a Thanos reference. Oh, and he's purple because he's Slanesh, just like Thanos.
Oh, it's even better. It's even better.
That's
AP,
it.
can
Josh
you give
Brolin
me
is the Space Marine in this episode now.
AP, can you give me a quick draw? I'm gonna spend 100 XP for it.
I don't want to, though.
Sure.
Couldn't you take bureaucracy-related traits rather than more gun-related traits? I thought you were supposed to be a fucking...
Velamris has always been
Like,
the tactical guy.
Remember the last time we did a paperwork-related thing? Holly had to do it. So
Oh my god. Get with the program, my guy.
you should be. Holly should be looking to help you do them, not be doing them.
You're embarrassing us. All right, I gotta figure out where I upload. Oh, here we go. There's a tab called talents, and you're looking for quick draw.
Correct. I should be qualified for it. Because I was going to get it, but then I took an extra level of Deadeye so I can make aim shots at advantage.
James, I fulfilled your dream of putting a penguin on a palanquin. I hope you're happy.
I saw that comment.
Any closing thoughts on this episode?
Oh, man. That was...
Glorious.
Yeah. That was. I also did not expect Velamris to get the kill shot.
Yeah, when he went down, when he went back around the corner, I was expecting to like walk around the corner to try to hit him with another crack grenade and just eat chainsword for trying to go down there, or have the ceiling drop on us for some
Dumb shit. That's why, and I was gonna use my last
from all the
fate point
explosions that I set off in the hallway.
if I had gone around that corner, whether I killed that guy or not, if he had some sort of trap or whatever to kill me, I would have burned my final fate point to struggle to hold on.
So you can burn points you've already spent, just to be clear. You don't have to burn an active fate point.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Either way, but that was my plan. Was I was going to burn a fate point to stay alive.
That was a huge episode for Velamris, by the way.
It really was.
This is really moving the lever here.
I got to figure out a new short-term goal.
Well, audience, in the words of Semisonic's closing time, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
You already put it in chat before.
Yeah, he did.
God damn it, James! What?
He did that as we were leaving the Hulk, and it
was. Yeah, that's it. Man. It was contextual to the moment of the game.
Yeah, I guess. I know who I want to take me home.